your animals in the winter is not just supplementing their diet to get them through the cold months. It's part of a year-round maintenance program. For example, cattle farmers adhere to regimens which provide necessary nutrition for pregnant and lactating cows come spring. So in order to have a healthy cow, farmers must provide added nutrition, especially in winter months leading up to the calf's delivery. So winter feeding regimens are crucial. Let's go inside and chat with Kevin Guldin of Oley Valley Feed to find out more. Everyone, this is Kevin Guldin of Oley Valley Feed. Kevin, tell us again how long you've had the feed store.
I've owned a business since 2002. I've worked here since 1995 and farmed and had every animal between there before that since growing up.
Right. So he is the resident expert in the valley here. Tell me something. I really didn't expect to see such a variety of feed back here. Is this a typical feed store?
Yeah, this is a typical feed store. I think we carry more than most places do because we deal with more species than most. We sell cricket chow by the ton. We sell elephant chow when the circus comes to town. So yeah, we have all that. Being with Prina Mills, it helps us have that background to do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
We have 43 kinds of horse feed. Most people get one kind of horse feed, but different horses have different needs. We have 43 kinds of horse feed, thousands and thousands of kinds of cattle feed, custom made, 70-some kinds of dog food, and that's just to name a few. Alpaca food, where the largest alpaca.
Sure.
You name it.
Sure. And well, let's take a walk then and take a look at some of the feed that you offer, and two, the varieties of animals have increased too. We're no longer talking just dairy cows in the area.
Years ago, it was just dairy cows, horses, and beef cattle, sheep, and chickens.
Yeah.
Now we have guinea pigs and all your home pets, your hamsters, your ferrets, your all that kind of stuff, potbelly pigs, and those are all things that are in stock at any one time here. You can get whatever you want for an animal you have, and like I said, Prina Mills is a leader in having all those different varieties and research driven. So we're affiliated with them, so we can carry all those different varieties. Most feed stores can't because they're not affiliated.
Well, tell me something. What's the difference between a summer diet and a winter diet for, let's just talk livestock.
Okay.
Okay. So for a farm animal, the difference between a summer and a winter diet.
Okay. We'll start with a forage-eating farm animal.
Okay.
A forage-eating farm animal, a goat, a sheep, a horse, a cow.
Yeah.
Okay. The biggest thing that changes in a forage-eating farm animal is the fact that their intake increases so much.
In the winter.
Right. The demand for nutrients, demand for calories increases so much. So their intake of forage first is hugely different.
Right.
I mean, in the summertime, they don't eat as much hay. It's kind of like us. We don't really feel like eating too much. It's hot. We're bothered. We'd rather eat fruit. We're not going to eat a steak dinner. Those kind of things. So, and much the same for an animal.
Okay.
But their steak dinner is forage. Hay, corn silage, haylage, those kind of things. So their intake of that drastically increases. So we got to be prepared for that.
Right.
And then what we do from a grain standpoint is grain is used as a supplement to increase the calories to meet the needs of that animal for a certain production level.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to add corn to it, add proteins to it, and vitamins and minerals to make that a balanced diet so they have a certain level of production that we expect.
I got it.
Doesn't matter if it's a horse, a cow, a sheep, a goat. You know, they all have different needs, and that's kind of my job as being a nutritionist, to distinguish between them and offer the right thing for them.
Great. Okay, so I'm big on sheep, but I think you know that, because I'm always down here asking Kevin questions. Can we take a look at one of the tags from a sheep feed bag? Come on up here.
Okay.
Okay, so let's have a look at that tag.
All right, here's the tag of a typical, this is a goat and sheep product made by Prina Mills.
And we should mention each feed bag has this tag on the bag.
Legally, it has to have this tag on the bag. Legally, it has to have three things. It has to have crude protein, crude fat, and crude fiber.
Okay.
That's deemed by the FDA. The extra things, calcium, phosphorus, salt, that you see on there, they don't have to be on there. They're on there for the consumer's knowledge.
Okay.
To see that you're getting a balanced diet. Yeah, I talked earlier about the forages and what we need besides that. Basically, 18% protein, This will balance any diet, generally for sheep, 1 pound to 1.5 pounds a day.
Okay.
When they have young ones, it's a real simple rule of thumb. We feed 1 pound to 1.5 pounds, depends on the size. Like a pygmy, we get 1 pound.
Okay.
And a bigger sheep or a bigger goat would get 1.5 pounds. Then when you have little ones, it's 1 pound for each little one on them.
Okay.
So if you had a decent size doe with 2 kids on them, you'd probably feed her 3.5 pounds a day.
You're right. That is simple.
It's real simple. It's not.
You went to school for that?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I got to go to school to find out why it is that. But basically, a lot of when you deal with a trademarked and branded company like Purina Mills, that research is done for you. They know that that's the standard of the industry. They put in here what it takes to do that.
Right.
When you just make a custom mix and you know you have the right salt level, the right selenium level, all those kind of things to make that happen, you're taking matters in your own hands and you have issues that way.
Sure.
So it's a little bit easier that way. We do that on a custom basis. If someone wants to only feed 1/2 pound, then we can adjust those rations and make up a feed that way specifically suit their needs.
Sure.
And that depends on the quality of the forage you're eating.
That brings up a good point too. You pay special attention to the feed, of course, for the health of the animal and their actual intake, but also for as a preventive measure, because you don't want to deal down the line with vet bills, which can be pretty pricey.
That's the huge difference between what we do for animal agriculture and what we do for ourselves. And about 10, 15 years ago, I was sick, I had the flu, and I was doing some feed rations. I'm thinking to myself, we do this every day. We have the right level of salt, the right level of calcium, the right level of phosphorus, all these vitamins and minerals. And do we do that for ourselves every day?
Yeah.
How many people don't take vitamins, don't watch what they eat, those kind of things?
That's interesting.
We do that every day. We work very hard. There's a huge industry developed on how to keep animals healthy so we don't have the vet costs.
Right.
But, we don't do that to ourselves every day. So it's kind of, an oxymoron really the way it goes about that. So, but... Go ahead.
So anyway, back to the tag, the protein, the fat, and the fiber must be on the tag.
Must be on every tag that you ever purchase.
And I
Unless
imagine,
it's a custom mix. If we custom make it, I don't have to put a tag on.
Okay.
Because it's made for that form.
I imagine you can go online and find the, that window of for whatever animal you're raising.
Right.
What would best suit them.
Right.
And then gear
it's different every farm.
Sure.
Or whatever the production level of that the animal owner expects. Such as horse feeds, there's a huge difference from 16% protein down to 10.
Oh, sure.
And fat levels in between there from 11.4 down to 2.5.
Yeah.
So and any combination of them in between.
Yeah.
Depending on what level of performance does that person expect.
Sure. And performance meaning whether you're raising a meat animal or if you're raising to breed and you're raising to have healthy moms and lactating.
Or what stage is it in?
Right.
Is it just bred? Is it late lactation?
Right.
I mean, late gestation? Is it just had the lambs? Did it have them for a while and is really milking? Is it now lambs pulled off, weaned, and is it dry and we don't want to feed it nothing, so it decreases milk production? That changes. We might have 6, 7 different feed rates depending on the time of year. Does it have pasture? Does it have hay?
Right.
What's quality of hay?
Right.
So that changes. It can change every month.
And do you see why I come down so often to talk to Kevin? But the biggest point then would be use your resources. You have a feed store nearby. Take a visit. Go down and meet with the people who work there. They will be so knowledgeable and willing to help.
Yes.
And an endless source of resources.
And when they ask you questions, it's because they want more information to assess where you're at so you can fit the right products to you.
Sure.
So don't be offended. Tell them all the information, every little thing, because it helps us give you the right products so you can perform the animals can perform for you to what you want.
Yeah. Thanks, Kevin.
You're welcome.
This is great. Now you know there's a huge difference between feeding your animals in the summer versus feeding your animals in the winter. And if you have any questions at all, come on down to your local feed store, because not only do they have a huge variety of feed, but they're also a great source of information.